is Mossa. My dream is to be a judge.
Your dream is no cry.
53 children, all from a Decile 1 school, all sharing one dream, the belief that they too can succeed.
My name is Scott Gilmore. We started up the I Have a Dream program in 2003, where we adopted the entire Year 4 class and made a promise to those children and to their parents and the community that we would work with them for the next 10 to 15 year period and give every child a chance to go to university. The I Have a Dream program started in East Harlem, New York City in 1981. This guy, Eugene Lang, he had grown up in the area. He had become a successful businessman and a philanthropist, and the school had asked him to come back and give the graduation speech to the 6th graders as they went off to high school. As he started into his speech, he's going, "Hey kids, stay in school, study hard, work hard, you'll be a success." The principal told him that of these 60 graduating 6th graders, only 25% of them would actually graduate from high school in 4 years' time. He realised the words were just going like this. And so he basically stopped in the middle of his speech and said, "Right, any of you kids that stay in school, if you graduate, I'll pay your way through university." I Have a Dream is different on two vectors. One is the time frame. We pick up kids at about the age of 8 and we carry them through right till they graduate from university. We picked up the entire Year 4 class at Wesley Primary School in 2003, and that's a bell curve of kids.
5 years on, and the I Have a Dream program has its own premises, where the Dreamers spend 2 afternoons a week at their new Dreamers Centre at Wesley Intermediate.
We've got our own Dreamer facility now, and it's central to the community where they all live. They now go this year to high school, and there's in fact about 10 different high schools they're attending, so it's nice for them to come back to their own Dreamer Centre.
These children know that success is just around the corner, as long as they focus on their goals and dream big. The ultimate prize is a free university education paid for by Scott.
Thank you all for coming along today. Thank you to the parents for providing the food, and thank you to the Dreamers for being such good kids, working so hard, giving us 5 years of joy, the occasional challenge, and we're looking forward to the next 10 years of challenges and joys.
I want to emphasise the wonderful privilege of meeting many of the families here. You have moved and inspired me with your humility, your strength in the midst of difficult circumstances.
There's just lots of really neat, positive, amazing people that have put their hand up in the community. And what I've loved about recruiting is that when you get the chance to share about what the program is about, a lot of people are very, very keen to jump on board and get involved. We get lots of support from parents that come and help us at camp and helping out like our graduation. Pretty much all our parents actually put that whole meal together. So they organised, coordinated all the food, and they love being given the chance to do that.
It's not just about money, it's about people and time, and that's the biggest contribution to our success.
My name is Mossa. My dream is to be a judge.
When I first started, I had no goal at all. I was like one of those students who didn't have goals for their life. But when the Dreamer program came in, then I finally knew about setting goals for the future.
Your dream is no cry.
Mosati told me he wanted to be a head boy. And then I thought I have to be supporting Mosati too. And then one day Mosati came and said to me, "Mom, I'm a head boy."
In term 2, I got selected as head boy of Wesley Intermediate School. I got given the role of library assistant, the role of the house cat.
Mosati is one of the star pupils of the I Have a Dream program and symbolises many of the qualities that Scott and Lynn are striving for.
The main thing is they're encouraging you and helping you set goals for the future. When I was small, I used to watch Judge Judy, and watching Judge Judy I knew that one day I could be like her, judging people. When I finish high school, I want to go to law school, and then I want to become a lawyer first, and from there I want to become a judge.
We started 5 years ago with just one staff member, Ant Backhouse. Hey Ant.
Hey mate, how are you?
Good to see you. We now have 2 full-time staff members. Lynn Suar joined us 2 years ago, but Ant and Lynn are complemented by probably over 100 volunteers. We have a bunch of high school kids come down after school to tutor our dreamers, and we have almost 40 adults who've signed up for a long-term mentoring relationship with each of the dreamers. And it's that dedication of a person's time, commitment, energy, guidance, love that really makes the difference here.
Ant Backhouse is the I Have a Dream project coordinator and is there every evening to ensure that the dreamers have the best support possible.
Kids are in here 2 to 3 times a week after school tutoring. I go around, pick some of them up from school, some of them make their own way here, where we have a whole group of tutors that come in here and volunteer their time to work with our dreamers after schools.
The majority of our tutors come from Mount Albert Grammar and Mount Ross School. Got some really great adult tutors. This year we've got a really neat range of diverse group of kids.
I want to be a paediatrician. Interacting with a lot of kids, it's going to really help me to kind of get to know how to interact with them. I feel like I'm really good mates with them. I'm really getting like a lot of good interpersonal skills out of it. I know how to relate well to people. They
come out to the after school program, they work with the kids and one-on-one, and sometimes if we don't have enough tutors then they'll be working with maybe a couple of dreamers at a time.
I think the awesome thing about this program is you've got these kids, they come in here and they're really encouraged to like reach their full potential. Everyone has a dream and everyone has a right to achieve them. It's just that not everyone has the right environment.
We have a few incentive programs. We have a program called Go for the Peak. That program helps them to achieve. We measure 5 areas. We measure their attendance at school, their attendance here at I Have a Dream. 3 teachers at the school have to fill out their effort in the classroom. Lynn and myself fill out the effort here after school. The parents also fill out their effort at home. So it's quite a wide range of sort of measurements that we're looking at.
My name is Kanese and I want to be an architect.
I think it's one of the best programs. It's helping kids like me succeed what their dream is and their goal, and it's helping them get to where they want. I'm actually here to finish some homework from school. My tutor, Andrew Patterson, he works at More of Him. He sometimes comes and helps me twice a week.
I've been working with Kinesi now for nearly 6 or 7 months. So obviously we've got a good sort of working relationship now.
He has taken me to an architect and seen how they produce houses and stuff.
The more Scott Gilmore talked about the program, the more I was just inspired by the whole idea.
The kids in the Dream program right now come from a wide variety of backgrounds. Most of them are Pacifica students. Many of them have a similar background, I guess, in that English second language is a common thread here. The child is often coming to school at the age of 5, not having spoken English much in the home. Some of the kids needed a bit of guidance about what their special skills were. So we have special interest groups, we have guest speakers, we go on field trips, just to expose them to what it might be that floats their boat.
This year we're going to be developing a leadership team.
Ant and Lynn, you can't pay for the amount of dedication and energy they bring to the job. Ant often has to go into the schools or into the homes to address issues.
My name is Wesley and I want to be a pilot.
Sometimes I work with a tutor, sometimes I get a read, but mostly I come here to get some help.
Wesley's the youngest of 5 children. You know, we thought, oh yeah, you just teach them to read the same way as you did the rest, but it wasn't that way.
The issues are far and wide, and there's a lot of situations like that in the schools where kids are often in trouble sometimes at school. We've been able to come in and advocate with that child just to fill in the school sometimes don't understand where the background of where the child's coming from.
Wesley does have some learning difficulties. When he was diagnosed with his problems, they were able to bring in special tutors to help him at school. Money I couldn't afford to fork out personally. They were the one that paid for the testing, plus paid for the tutors to come into school to help him.
We've got one mum who works from 7 in the morning till 3:30 in the afternoon in one job, and then from 5 to 10 p.m. in another job. These are issues that perhaps many of us aren't aware of, just how difficult it is for some of these families.
Some of my role has been involved in kind of getting them from their homes, sorting out their uniforms, sorting out their stationery, getting the enrolment forms done, because sometimes, you know, the parents have just lacked the knowledge or the capacity to be able to get some of those things sorted out. Gang influence is a big thing in the area, and it's something we're always combating with our kids, is that influence, and so we're trying to steer them in a different direction. I mean, because these kids, they almost become like your own children, you know, and you see stuff happen to them, and it's really gut-wrenching stuff sometimes.
My name is Anna, and my dream is to be a teacher.
Before the I Have a Dream program, Anna's behaviour in class was affecting her schoolwork and clouding her ambitions for the future.
Didn't like listening to people, helped me to be a better person. I used to be really naughty, but yeah, changed my attitude.
Anna's determination to become a teacher has resulted in her taking extra responsibility in both school and her sporting activities.
I was in the Auckland West rugby team both years, and this year I was vice captain. I played all the sports except for soccer, because I don't really like soccer. And I became prefect. I don't really like it, but you have to be a goody good.
A lot of our kids come from big, large families, so they don't have the quiet space necessarily at home, the resources. A lot of our kids don't have internet access or, you know, computers at home.
At home we have a computer and internet, but the younger siblings, they always disturb me. So I come to Dreamers where I'm with children my age and we're all doing the same thing. So yeah, it's easier for me to do my homework.
I think I have 5 sisters. And I think it's 4 brothers. I enjoy coming to I Have a Dream. We do fun stuff with coach, with focus session. We go to places, we go camp.
Some of the things that we do with the kids on top of the tutoring and the mentoring is getting them outside of their own environment. Things like trips in the weekend or camps, you know, just to get them experiencing different things has been, you know, a key part of our program as well. We soon started to realise, and it's like with any kid, you know, you start to spoil them too much and they end up with that kind of spoilt brat mentality. Now, you know, to come on a trip or to get to camp, they have to earn their way there. This over here is our Dream $1 scheme, and so as the kids come here, there's different ways that they can earn Dream $1. One of them is our Go for the Peak programs, or they also have other ways by doing their our maths program on the computer, reaching different levels, and there puts money in their account. At the end of each term, it's like a spending week where they can get to spend their money that they earn by putting in effort on different rewards. And so we've got things, you know, that kids love, like cell phones and guitars and you know, musical instruments, school camp fees subsidised. It's all about, once again, them putting in the effort and them, you know, obviously being rewarded for the effort that they're putting in. Okay, welcome to camp. All right, it's great to be here. Now, a lot of you have put in incredible amounts of hours in terms of you know, doing community service to earn your way to camp. Each of you had to put in 12 hours community service. We get our kids to do community service, to give back into the community. So they have to go around and they have to, you know, do 3 hours work to get 1 star, and they might need 4 stars to get to camp for free.
Hey, bye Aaron. You going fishing?
So the whole thing is about motivation, but it's also about effort for them, putting in the effort, and, you know, the rewards come. It's not just a given. You know, I remember sitting on a bus down to Waitomo Caves next to one of our parents, and it was her first time ever in that parent's whole life that she'd been out of Auckland. She was going over the Bombay Hills, looking at all these farms and, you know, barbed wire fences, you know, just eyes open wide, you know, while I was thinking about having a sleep, you know, and so because she'd just never seen that before and never experienced that. And that's what it's like for a lot of our kids.
If you direct all of that sort of energy and resourcing to people, they can't help but be motivated. And I think that's what we find, that when the kids come here, they're fired up, they're ready to get involved, they want to be part of the success story of the whole thing.
Scott, Ant and Lynn have developed a mentoring program which has proved rewarding for both the dreamers and the mentors.
The mentors actually pick us to a large degree. It's been fascinating to see how they've come about. We've found that publicity is very helpful. Somebody noticed our van driving down the street. Others have seen us on the TV or on the radio. When we're on the telly, suddenly people say, wow, it must be valid, I'll give them a call.
One of my roles has been to look at redeveloping the training program and developing and delivering that. I like to see, you know, all the photos of our mentors and our kids. On this wall I've got all of our mentors, all of the kids that are matched with our mentors, and I've got these snapshots, which is really cool. Some of them, when they see it, they sort of think, ah, you got that photo, but hey, they look great.
My name's Luke and I want to be a rugby player.
How did you get involved with the IHAS program?
Well, it's something I've always wanted to do, and I had a bit of spare time when I was playing around on the computer, and I thought, oh, well, I'll just type in mentoring and see how I go, and then IHAD popped up. I made a few phone calls and ended up having an interview with Lynn. I just felt like I wanted to give something back. It's something that I've always wanted to do over the last, I've thought about it for the last 10, 15 years.
Oh, this is Moana.
Yeah, Moana, how are you, right? Lynn sort of asked me who I'd like to tee up with, and Luke was the guy that I wanted to spend some time with. He seemed like a good guy, and he is. What would you like to do after you finish university?
Play rugby.
Play rugby. You want to be a professional rugby player?
Yeah.
Just being with those kids, they're a great bunch of kids. They're exciting, lively, they've got all sorts of challenges in their lives.
You don't have to be Superman to be a mentor. If we try and invite a superstar to come in and talk to some of these kids, sometimes it's a goal that's so far off for these kids. They don't see the steps, they only see the superstardom.
Thinking about being a policeman. My mentor used to be a policeman and giving me some advice.
I guess I've had about 3 careers, maybe 4. I had 20 years in the police, up to the rank of detective inspector. One stage about 2 years ago, I had a nephew who was a detective in the Waitakere police out at Henderson, and so he was able to organise for Saley and I to go and have a good look around the police station, and for him to answer questions and to get a personal guided tour.
They were just showing us how they train the police dogs, how they climb on buildings, climb down buildings. I was just holding one of the gears, how heavy it was.
There's difference is that he's a Samoan and I'm a European. Beneath all that, there's actually some similarities. When I look at his neighbourhood and I look at the neighbourhood I grew up in, his is far more salubrious than was mine. I see my job in working with Saley as not leading him, but just walking beside him and understanding his aspirations now may not be the aspirations that he has further down the track.
My name's Anuvi and I want to be an architect. I came about 4 o'clock on the I Have a Dream bus. It comes and picks you up, like in these designated spots near your school. I'm doing NCA level 1 at the end of this year, and we're preparing for it.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
So, isn't that a bit early for NCA?
Yeah, it's 3 years early.
My greatest fear with Anuvi is she'll end up mentoring me, I think, because she's got great ideas and always thinking about different things. She talks non-stop.
Julie Dick is a nutrition manager at Watties. Her desire to become a mentor has led her to the I Have a Dream program.
I think it's a great program. It's well set up. The people are fantastic. I met Anuvi on the second night and she was great fun, and it was great to be matched up with her and meet her family who are fantastic.
The families are really quite blown away that this person would be interested in mentoring their child, and they know that it's all voluntary.
The first thing that struck me about the whole mentoring program was how thoroughly professional it was.
I think somebody explained to me it's like a steak that's there at the early part of a tree. It's only there to help them initially, and then you can pull it out and allow them to grow on their own.
It's actually a partnership with the parents, and they have to be on board. And the program is all about supporting them and supporting the dreams that they have for their kids.
How I see mentors is a personal life coach for those kids, and they're bound to succeed.
The path is always diverging, and there's a bunch of signposts going down this path. Hey kids, come and join the gang, you know, try some drugs, try some booze. And we've got to erect more signposts going the other way. And it's all about caring adults saying, no, come this path, stay in school, study hard, you can do a lot more.
I mean, that's what the whole thing about this program is. It's about consistency, it's about the long-term tracking, it's about that nurturing of a child all the way through to help them become a successful person.
This program was funded by New Zealand On Air.